In 1963, after decades of proclaiming that the world would end just any day, William Branham abandoned his hometown of Jeffersonville, Indiana, and the main church, the Branham Tabernacle, to move to Tucson, Arizona. For a doomsday prophet, this was a very unusual situation. Why relocate if the world was soon to end, and his elite group was to bypass all tribulation? When combined with the civil rights timeline and the timeline now established for Roy E. Davis and his sect of the original Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, it is evident that William Branham moved to Tucson in protest of racial integration. When speaking unfiltered, Branham openly declared his position in favor of racial segregation and denounced members of the civil rights movement who were making huge advances in equality. In the months leading up to his flight from Indiana, William Branham became more open about that position. In October 1962, for example, Branham publicly denounced the government's intervention in giving James Meredith equal opportunity. He said that Meredith and, quote, the colored people were, quote, trying to sell their birthrights and, quote, dishonoring the blood of Abraham Lincoln. The Branham family's migration to Tucson coincides with President Kennedy's promise to break down racial barriers, and Tucson was one of the last to reverse segregation. Tucson schools remain racially segregated and discriminated against non-white students for decades, for 40 years, and was not fully compliant until the year 2018. Back home in Jeffersonville, an estimated 80% of the church ate at the Blue Boar cafeteria, which refused black customers, until the Public Accommodations Law in 1963, the year that William Branham moved. Tucson, which had a heavy mafia presence at the time, offered the white supremacists in the message an alternative. And from the trail of criminal activity that was exposed later, multiple opportunities. You can learn this and more on william-branham.org.